Okay, guys, this is the calculator active portion of the EOC released items. So I'm going to show you all the tricks that I can in Desmos. And if you have a handheld TI-84 calculator, I know all the stuff to do on those, but for the purposes of these videos, since everybody should have internet access and access to Desmos, we're going to use Desmos. So question 16. A statistician collected from the following data to explore the relationship between the two variables. And you should pause and read this question. So we have X values, Y values, and it says the statistician performed a linear regression and also plotted the residuals. Based on the residual plot, the statistician decided to exclude one data point. The statistician then performed linear regression on the set of remaining data points. The result was that the new linear model fit the remaining data more closely than the original model fit the data. And the part of the question that apparently I cut off was, which point should the statistician exclude? So pause the question, read the question. The question is, which data point did the statistician exclude? And you have the four coordinates. You can see they're all pulled from the table. Just which one of those is going to make the line of best fit better? So pause the question, plot it, what you know on Desmos, and I'll walk you through how to do it. We're going to go over it in three, two, one. Okay, so what you have to know some things first to be able to answer this question. First, you got to know what a residual is. You got to know what a linear regression is. So some basic things you should know is a residual is how far off the actual point is from what the line of best fit is. So it's like the vertical distance between the line of best fit and the predicted Y value versus the actual Y value. So these are the actual Y values. And you're not going to know what the residuals are until you actually plot some points. So let's get on how to actually input this data in. So you pull up Desmos, right? And we're going to go through and we're going to key in some data. So you got your Desmos pulled up. And the first thing is the Desmos that you want to use is the North Carolina grade 8 math 1 and above version. So if you just go to desmos.com, maybe type in Desmos NC test and you'll get a better version of this that has the green band on top. So to enter in data, I'm going to go ahead and go to plus, go to a table, and just X1, Y1. And we're going to key in our X values. You can just press enter. And I'm going to pause the video. So you add your table, you enter in your X and your Y values, and try to zoom out and see if you can see those points. Now, you might be able to just look at this question and say, which point seems to be the most off? Because that's really what the question is asking. So when the question says, the statistician removed a point based on the residual plot, the statistician decided to exclude one data point. And the statistician then performed linear regression, and the result was that the new linear model of the remaining data more closely fit than the original model. So if I put an original model in, and if I go over here, if I want to actually get a line of best fit for that, you would actually go to line 2 and you would type in Y1, and you have to shift and to the number to the left of 1, the keyboard, you put that little squiggly thing. Now you can probably go in here and do like the ABC and get it from here. That's it right there. But that's a lot of extra steps. So just know where it is on the keyboard, hold down shift and the number to the key to the left of 1. And you just do like MX1 plus B. And it'll produce a line of best fit. And if you look over here, if you want to get the residuals, you can actually plot those over here. And you can see the residual that's the most far off is this one right here. Now, which one does that translate to? It's this point, 8.2 comma 24.3. That's this one. So just so you know, the predicted value is 8.2. And if I plug in 8.2, it's going to give me something, about 26.96, but the actual value is 24.3. So it's a little bit lower. So you're going to see that that point is 2.66 values below the predicted line. So that's what the negative means. So it's a little bit below the predicted. So if I were to remove that point, now you're going to see that most of your residuals are pretty close to zero. And most of those points lie really, really close to the line. I mean, it looks like they all lie on the line, but they're all a little bit off. But it's definitely a better fit when I remove that point. So graph the points, create your line of best fit. This is going to be the line that's going to be the most furthest away from the line, which would be answer choice D.